I'm Martin Looker from Silicon Labs. Welcome to another video on Simplicity Studio 6. In previous videos, we've covered installation, managing devices, creating demos and projects, plus how to compile, flash and debug applications in the Visual Studio Code IDE. In this video, we'll return to Simplicity Studio and take a look at the GATT Configurator, which is used to define the profiles, services, and characteristics that form a Bluetooth LE application. If you are working with Zigbee or Matter, you'll find similar editors, allowing the creation of the device types, clusters, and attributes that form applications using those protocols. You'll find information on all of these tools in the Simplicity Studio 6 user guide, which is linked in the video description, along with links to other relevant resources. Like the previous few videos, I'll be working with the EFR32XG24 dev kit, which makes a great prototyping platform due to the large number of sensors and other peripherals already present on the board. In this video, I'll be working once again with the Bluetooth Health Thermometer example application. To get to the GATT configurator, I first need to open the project from the projects list in Simplicity Studio. Then, from the Overview tab, I can click the Bluetooth GATT configurator in the Quick Links panel, or I can go to the Configuration Tools tab and open it from there. You can also open from within Visual Studio Code by locating the .btconf file and double-clicking it. The Bluetooth Thermometer application operates as a server, providing access to values stored in its GATT database to remote client devices. On the left, we have the nested tree of GATT items, and on the right, the details of the selected item in the tree. At the very top level is the profile, which describes the structure within which data is exchanged. The profile is made of services, which are a collection of data used to accomplish a specific function of the device. The Bluetooth SIG defines many standard services, which makes it easy for client and server devices to interoperate according to the Bluetooth standard. The generic access service is one of these, as are the device information and health thermometer services. These standard services can be identified by their short 16-bit UUIDs. You can find basic information about your service when it is selected. You can also choose whether to include the service ID in advertisements transmitted by the device with the control here. You are also able to create custom services, and the Silicon Labs OTA service is one such example. These are identified by a long 64-bit UUID. This particular service allows over-the-air updates of a device's firmware via Bluetooth. You may have noticed that the services in the Contributed Items section of the tree are not editable. This is because they have been brought into the GATT database via a software component. This is a higher level way of working with some Bluetooth services. The software component doesn't just set up the GATT database. It also brings a set of APIs into the application to interact with it. This can often be a faster way to create applications as you get ready-made code to speed up your application development. I'll be covering software components, including the Bluetooth Health Thermometer component used here, in the next video. Each service is in turn made up of characteristics, with each characteristic containing a value. Characteristics can have different types, such as strings, numerics, or even structured data. Methods to access characteristics can also be set here. Characteristics may also contain descriptors that describe the value or allow the configuration of characteristic indications or notifications. Going into how all these work is beyond the scope of this video. For further information, check out the Silicon Labs Bluetooth documentation, easily available from the View Manual button here, or you could look at documentation from the Bluetooth SIG. The main message I want to get across is that the GATT configurator provides full control over the settings and items that form a Bluetooth GATT database, and you can edit them here for existing items in your GATT database. If you want to add items to an existing database or build from an empty database, you can do that too. The Add Standard item allows you to bring in standard items defined by the Bluetooth SIG. You can add whole profiles, which will bring in all that profile's services, characteristics, and descriptors. Or you can add items at lower levels, such as services along with the items under them, plus characteristics with associated descriptors, and finally, just descriptors. At all levels, you can view details about a selected item on the right-hand side. If you need to create custom services, characteristics, or descriptors, you can do so using the Add New Item button. Other controls available here allow selected items to be duplicated, reordered, imported from another .bt-conf file where this data is stored, and also deleted. So let's make a minor change and see how to bring it over to Visual Studio Code to rebuild the application and see the change take effect. We can see in the default application the device name is set to Thermometer Example. This is the name that will be used when advertising, and I need to know this to connect to the correct device when experimenting. The manufacturer name string is currently set to Silicon Labs, and I'm already running this default version of the application in my device from the previous video. In the Simplicity Connect Mobile App Scan tab, I can see the thermometer device's advertisement. Then, when I connect, I can see all the same services that are shown in the GATT configurator. Digging into the device information service, I can read the manufacturer name string and see it is set to Silicon Labs as expected. Now I've confirmed the current manufacturer name, I'll disconnect. Back in Simplicity Studio, I'll update the initial value in the GATT configurator and save the update. Over in VS Code, I can use the refresh button next to the workspace to be sure all changes made in Simplicity Studio are brought over to VS Code. Then, I can click the flash button next to the project to build and flash the application. When I return to Simplicity Connect and reconnect to the device, I can see the manufacturer name has been updated with the change I made back in the GATT configurator. We've now reached the end of this quick introduction to the Bluetooth GATT configurator and seen how to change values and edit settings in an existing GATT database, plus how to edit items at all levels. For deeper guidance, check out the documentation link, which you'll find in the video description. You'll find other relevant links there to help with Simplicity Studio 6 and its extension for Visual Studio Code. In the next video, which will cover software components, we'll look at how to change values in the Health Thermometer service part of the GATT database, which is included as a software component, and so it can't be edited in the GATT configurator. I'll also show the APIs that using this software component brings into the application to speed up development. I'll add another software component with APIs that integrates with hardware peripherals in order to control the onboard RGB LED. So please subscribe to our channel to be notified when it's released, and thanks for watching.